Welcome to Sales 101, Selling for Beginners. My name is John Kageche, and I will be your facilitator for this session. Now, why should you listen to me? Because what you shall be hearing and learning in this course is born out of practical experience. I have been in sales for over 10 years. And I've sold everything from life insurance to travel services and even financial services. And in my very first job, I sold life insurance. Now, life insurance is said to be the most difficult thing to sell. In fact, it is said it is a job where you first create demand and then offer the supply. It was when I was selling life insurance that I discovered one of the things that most difficult things salespeople have to face: rejection. The rejection had nothing to do with being told no. Far from it. It was a very different kind of rejection, a more stinging rejection. Can you imagine being given an appointment, you confirm the appointment, arrive there a few minutes after the confirmation, only to be told by the colleague that so-and-so is not in. He said to tell you he's not in. Now I knew I was being lied to, because as I was leaving, I would beep, and then I would see the prospect, the person who had given the appointment, peeping from the kitchen. Now, these are some of the challenges salespeople go through. And these are some of the challenges we shall also be addressing in this course. Now, I must say I was pretty good at selling the life insurance because by the time I was leaving, in my second year of selling, I was the best agent for the company I was selling for. Best agent nationwide. Thereafter, I went on to sell travel services. Now, travel services are your typical car hire, tours and safaris, hotel bookings, air ticketing. And my job then was to convince a company to do their travel services through us: air ticketing, car hire, hotel bookings. And of course, the kind of person who would confirm that, because then they would need to sign a contract, and the individuals who would bind a company like that in that manner of signing a contract would be the MD or the finance director, typically. And towards the end of the month, my MD would call me and ask me, "So how many contracts do we have?" And then my target was 7 a month. I would tell him 5 signed. And because I'm a good salesperson, I would also say, but there are 2 or 3 more in the pipeline. He would then ask me, how many of them are booking with us? And I would draw a blank. Because whereas I had signed contracts, none of them were booking with us. And I couldn't understand why. Until in my second month, it hit me. But the reason why that was happening is because whereas the MD signs the contract, binding the company to do all their travel services through us, he will not pick the phone to do the booking. It is somebody else who is nowhere in the vicinity of the contract. And in fact, is not even necessarily a very senior person. In fact, in my case, it was a secretary somewhere. In this case, I guess it would be a personal assistant, but sometimes it's going to be somebody in human resources or admin. And so just like that, I realized I had more than one customer. I had to persuade more than one person. Because if the secretary called and told the MD, "I can't get a ticket because the travel firm we signed with is not responsive," the MD will not pick the phone and call me to find out why. He'll just tell the secretary, "Buy another ticket, get somewhere else, get the ticket elsewhere." So I realized in business-to-business selling that unlike business-to-customer selling life insurance one-on-one, business-to-business, you discover the decision maker is more than one. And so we came up, how did we resolve the challenge? Most of the secretaries were ladies. In fact, all of them were ladies. So we came up with a secretaries club. And that secretaries club, every member would get a gift on their birthday. And on Valentine's Day, would give them each a rose and a bar of chocolate. In fact, by the time I was leaving, on Valentine's Day, I would deliver 90 plus roses and bars of chocolate, because that is how big the club had grown to. And it was quite a success. Both the club and the intentions therefrom in terms of getting all the bookings from the respective secretaries. Now, over the years after that, I have gone on to sell other services, financial as I mentioned, and then I figured that time had come for us to grow into, and I've also trained salespeople and managed salespeople, and these are the lessons which over the years we have put together, and the platform Lend Me Your Ears came to being. When I founded Lend Me Your Ears, it was primarily geared towards inculcating these lessons to salespeople through my column in the Business Daily called Sales Pitch, which has been running now for 8 years, and my blog, lendmeas.co.ke. And in addition to that, there are even downloadable ebooks, and now you have Sales 101. Now, Sales 101 will help you avoid very many landmines that I have gone through, and other salespeople I continue to interact with, including medreps, whose form of selling is different from the typical selling. In fact, it's called missionary selling, but that's a story for another day, have gone through. And so we will learn all these lessons and go step by step in helping you create a formidable sales foundation. So brace up, buckle up. I believe this course will be very useful to you. But most importantly, for it to succeed, you must implement what is learned. Like any other skill, without implementation, it does not work. And I hope and believe that you will implement what is learned, and you will pull through and come through as a most effective salesperson. Good luck and all the best as you start on Sales 101.